Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Beer Garden again this Wednesday. Along with Steve, Joshua, and myself, we are going to talk about the race cards at Happy Valley. The 8 race cards tonight there will be only consist of Class 3 and Class 4. So hopefully it will be a clearer race meeting for all of us. So maybe first of all, talking about the weather, because there is a typhoon near Hong Kong. However, there is not many rain here, but some strong wind. So hopefully the ground on Wednesday at Happy Valley should be quite good. Hopefully there will not be raining. However, there are some quite strong wind over there. So hopefully we can have a safe race meeting together. So this time we will be talking about the treble first and then followed by our best bet and value bet like usual. So the first leg of the treble will be race 6. It is a class 3 over 1200 meters. Joshua, who do you fancy in race 6?
Yeah, it's a tough race for us to start the treble this week, but I landed on number 9, Stormtrooper, with Ruin Meyer aboard. He stepped up to Class 3 back in April and has since run pretty consistently for 3 placings and a 4th, with his latest being 3 weeks ago, where he ran a 1.7 length second to winning Icy here at the Valley. He's generally a consistent runner when it comes to running well, finishing in the top 3, 8 of his 17 starts, but unfortunately he's only won once. So his winning strike rate isn't that great, but I think the pace is pretty average here, and he's got a nice draw from barrier 6, which is going to put him into the race nicely. He should be able to get a midfield run off the rails. Hopefully, he can continue his nice form following his peak first up performance. Though I can make claims for other horses like Igniting, Excellent Peers, Starfire Gems, and of course the luckless HZ Torbjorn last start. So I'd have them in your exotics, but I thought Stormtrooper was a nice bet at the $13.
Yes, right. Number 9, Stormtrooper now having quite a good value with Ruin Meyer on board. He did a really well performance last time out on his seasonal debuts. He was just beaten by winning Icy, that is such an informed horse. So this time also breaking from a good draw, good chance to him. So Steve, who do you like in race 6?
Well, I went for one of the horses that Joshua mentioned there, number 8, Starfire Gems, and to me, you're sort of taking on the Excellent Peers. You know, he's a known quantity, isn't he? He's in fantastic form, and you're then looking at the potential of Starfire Gems. He's obviously a good horse, and as Jamie Richardson, the trainer, says, he'll be a better horse next year. It just depends if he comes out and he's forward enough and savvy enough to win first up. It's debatable. He's got a good draw, and his last barrier trial was quite nice. Gallant Waking was third in that. He went on to win a nice Class 2, but that's not to say, obviously, that Starfire Gems will win. But he certainly had enough practice now. He's had a few barriers. Zach Purton knows him fairly well. But it's a tough old race, isn't it? Excellent Peers, 2-1-1-2-2 his last 5 races. And Stormtrooper, as Joshua says, a very consistent horse for all that he prefers finishing second to first. Yeah. And but lots of chances. Power Cap, this is his first visit to Happy Valley, but he's still £10 higher than his last win. And Beauty Glory, he was up £7 last time, couldn't back that up under Purton. He gets Derek Lung on board. Gate 11 looks a bit difficult for him. And Spontaneous, well, I don't think he's up to this, and he's got a wide draw as well. And it's Z Torbjorn, as Joshua says, the luckless. I think he would be very close last time, but he was architect of his own downfall once again by a rather tardy start. So and he wasn't that great away on his penultimate start either. So if he does any of those shenanigans, then he's a bit of a hostage to fortune once again. So for me, I kind of looked at between Excellent Peers and Starfire Gems, and I went for the latter.
Yes, so number 8, Starfire Gems, is a debutant in this race. But before this race in Hong Kong, he already had 3 barrier trial here, all ridden by Zach Purton, and that was just brilliant. So I think that this horse is settling quite well in Hong Kong. And I agree that there are so many horses to consider in race 6. And I finally go for number 6, Excellent Peers, because of his consistent recent form over the course and distance. And this time, Matthew Cherrick keeps on board this horse, breaking from gate 1. I think there is a very nice position for him. And yes, last time he did quite well in the home straight. He did not have a clear one in the final furlong. However, he finished with a second. It was quite solid because he was beaten by the Beer Garden double best bet, Yo Beauty. So I think it was a great form. So this time, good draw again, and I would like to give him one more chance in. And of course, definitely number 9 Stormtrooper and number 8 Starfire Gems are also very strong in this race. So to recap, race 6, Joshua goes for number 9 Stormtrooper, Steve goes for number 8 Starfire Gems, and I will go for number 6 Excellent Pierce. So let's move to the second leg of the treble. Race 7, it is another class 3 but over 1650 meters. Joshua, who do you like in race 7?
Yeah, I found a nice one here, I think, in Loyal Baby, number 8. He's been thereabouts so far in his career. Top 3, nearly 50% of his race starts, and his record here at the Valley is ideal. He's only missed the place line twice in 10 starts, and very similar stats over the 1650. He's had a nice 35-day break following his last start. Although he did run second last in that field of 12, he was found to be lame in the right foreleg. Right front leg on the day after racing, which to me is a fair excuse for the poor run. Plus, he generally in the past has run below average first up before improving dramatically second up, which I think is an ideal form reference for him. I think he's nicely weighted here with Chadwick remaining aboard. I think the draw is ideal. I think he can sit about forward or midfield depending on what Chadwick sees at the start. And I thought he wasn't a bad bet at the $14 mark at this stage, current in the betting and the Hong Kong tote. I think that if you put a line through last start due to the issue and take him based on his second up runs, he's I think $14 to win and $3.40 to place is amazing value for this leg of the treble.
Yes, right. Number 8, Loyal Baby. That will be another partnership of Matthew Cherrick and Frankie Law after Excellent Pierce we mentioned in race 6. So yes, I agree that his second up performance is really good according to his previous season results. After having a warm up, and he will just improve a lot on his second up. So this time breaking from gate 7, I believe he will stay midfield with cover. So that's a nice position for him. Steve, how about you? Any horse you like and can also be your best bet here?
Yes, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, number 10 is Storm Legend, my best bet, a 2-time winner in Ireland with Fozzie Stack. Hopefully he can belatedly get on the board in Hong Kong. He's a nice horse, Casper Fowens 4-year-old, largely consistent without winning in 15 local starts, but he's improved with each run this season, culminating last time in a nice runner-up spot to Nimble Nimbus. He's 10 pounds below his opening mark in Hong Kong, and the informed Harry Bentley maintains the partnership for this race. I think others to consider include Maldives, ridden by Zach Purton, and King's Capital. Zach Purton jumped off this one, and he finished a place behind Storm Legend last time. Actually, Zach Purton got first run on Harry Bentley that day. He passed my selection on the back straight, and then in turn, then Harry Bentley had to go round him then to finish second. And it was a good run by Storm Legend. He's another one, almost a bit like the old Stormtrooper, in that he finishes second a few times. But I think the stars are aligned. He's got a good draw, and Harry Bentley's on board. And I think this is a really good opportunity for him finally to make the breakthrough win in Hong Kong. Storm Legend for me.
Yes, I agree. Number 10, Storm Legend. He is settling quite well in Hong Kong, starting from the end of last season. And I believe that at the rating of 64, he is now ready to bounce back because he just had a brilliant performance. Last time, he was beaten by the course and distance expert, Nimble Nimbus. So this time, yes, Terry Bentley keeps riding him, and also good draw for him as well. So is a good chance for him. But I'm going to looking at some outsider here. So I will have my value bets. Number 12, Beauty Champ, that breaking from gate 5. Also quite a good draw for him. He joined the Douglas White stable starting from last season, and I think he is doing better in the new stable. So he already have several runs over 1400 at Charene, and that were not bad. Especially last time he broke from the wide draw, he broke from gate 14. He jumps well, however, there is too difficult for him to find a better position. So he just stayed wide without cover for the whole trip. However, he was not beaten far. He was just beaten by around 4 lengths, and I think it was not bad. So this time moving to Happy Valley is a good decision, I believe. And then it is also his first time to step up over 1650 meters, but he already have some experience overseas over the mile, so I believe he can also handle this distance. And also this time Beauty Champ will have Lau Hewson on board again, so hopefully he can partner this horse like the other Douglas White stable, because the jockey trainer partnership is just on fire. We see that last season they partnered for so many winners, and also last Sunday they also have the SJ Toubian to have some upset to you. So I think that number 12 Beauty Champ having quite a good value here. So I will also be looking forward to his first race over 1650 meters, and he will be my value bet. So to recap race 7, Joshua goes for number 8 Loyal Baby. Steve has his best bet here, number 10 Storm Legend, and I will have my value bet here, that is number 12 Beauty Champ. So let's jump to the final leg of the treble, the last race in the card, race 8, class 3, another class 3 over 1200 meters. Joshua, do you think there are some horses difficult for you to decide?
Yeah, there's I've backed 2 in this race. I went with 2 runners here, and I'll explain why. Decrypt is my main one here. I think I loved his peak performance here first up for his new trainer, Pierre Nguyen. And he's done wonders with a few runners, like last weekend, the weekend that just passed, Stunning Impact has come out and won really, really well. And he's just getting these horses to run well from their new stable change to his. His first up run was really good when 1.8 lengths off Eremo at Charene, which was only 10 days ago. And I did some research into the stable, and since starting up, he's only had 4 winners so far this season. But interestingly enough, 2 of those winners have come when he's backed the horses up within 14 days, which is a 22% strike rate. So just something to keep an eye on for the Pierre Nguyen stable. I like the drop back to 1,200 meters here, and once again he gets a nice draw, and the speed looks hot. So I expect him to be around midfield or a touch worse before coming wide or going for luck and coming late. I had to have a little spec on Flying Ace as a small saver because he is the best horse in this race. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of how he's returned based on following his surgery. His trials have been good. He'll get back of a hot pace and should be thereabouts. It's just a matter of how he's going to come back from his surgery. So Decrypt on top for me at about $7.40. Flying Ace is about $4 at the moment to be a nice saver bet. It all comes back to how he comes back, but I can confidently have a nice each way bet on Decrypt with a saver on Flying Ace.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. It is definitely good for us to include both number 4 Decrypt and number 1 Flying Ace for our treble bet, because I will be quite looking forward to Flying Ace number 1 because he is unbeaten, 4 from 4, quite a talented young horse. However, he just suffers from some injury and had the surgery. So this time the top weights for him may be a challenge for him. So looking forward to his reappearance. And Steve, do you agree with Joshua?
Yeah, I like Decrypt. I thought his debut run for Pierre was very good, 3rd to Eremo. He really tried hard that day and just wasn't good enough, but very genuine, great chance. And if the very talented trainer can get more out of him, he has a great chance. Like Joshua says, I didn't think the step back to 1,200 would look an issue. He certainly looked perfectly happy. I think he could go a lot faster than the 1,400 he was going that day. And with the likely good pace on here, it should play to his strengths, drawn in 3 as well. And your Dark Angel gelding campaign predominantly further, but it does look like Connections are sort of throwing the dice. You know, he's probably in very, very good form. They might know he's in very good form, and they're deciding just to maybe take a chance. I mean, I don't have any problems with it, but I do have a slight concern that, you know, he's taking on what are 1,200 meter specialists, but hopefully he's got the ability to do that. And of course, the imponderable, Joshua says, is a Flying Ace. 270 absences is a question mark in itself. But when you're returning from the removal of bone fragments in your right knee, that's also a bit of an issue as well. Stall 8 too, it's a bit tricky. And I think Connections first and foremost will be just happy to see a good run from him. So I would go for Decrypt, and hopefully that will win. But there's also interesting Gallant Waking is an interesting horse for Francis Louis. He's going up in class as well. And New Beauty, stall 12, is a bit of a bad draw for him. And Our Lucky Glory, an interesting horse for Douglas White and Lyle Hewitson. But for me, yes, we'll go for Decrypt. Nice name too.
Yes, Decrypt, number 4 in this race. It is quite interesting to see him stepping back to 1200 meters. Yes, I agree that after joining Pierre Ng's stable, this horse is doing really well. At the end of last season, he already showed some good turn of foot over 1400 meters at Charene. So I think that he definitely has the class to move to the city circus. So such an interesting race in the final race. So then I will also go for another horse with some top weights. That will be number 2, Drops of God, because Zach Purton will be on board again. And breaking from gates 2, I'm going to give him another chance because when he moved to Happy Valley, I believe it is a better surface for him to perform, because maybe the horses to race at Charene in the top of class 3, they are quite strong. However, moving to Happy Valley, the field will be a bit weak. So this time, hopefully, with Zach Purton on board again, just like how he performed in the recent 2 runs. He just finished 2nd and 4th. So with the blinkers. So I also think that this gear is quite helpful. So Drops of God, he will keep using the blinkers again today. So hopefully he can have some breakthrough, because it has been a long time that he haven't win a race. But I believe he is definitely talented. So to recap, race 8. Joshua and Steve agree that number 4, Decrypt, is quite good. And also Joshua will also looking forward to number 1, Flying Ace. And my selection will be number 2, Drops of God. So after talking about the treble, the 3 races, let's talk about our best bets today. Joshua, who do you think can be your best bet?
Yeah, I've gone back to race number 4 here. Number 5, Hero Star. He's had 2 runs this preparation. Running 4th by a length to that form horse we spoke about earlier, winning Icy first up before a tight 2nd to Gallant Waking last time over this track and distance. He led them up there, which he'll get to do today. And similar to last start, he should get a cushy lead unless Regency Star kicks up. That could be not Regency Star, Regent Glory, kicks up, which could hold him out. But look, they beat the opposition last start by around 3 lengths. So that needs to come into calculations of just how good that run was. D'Souza gets on board now, which is a nice jockey upgrade. And on paper, there looks to be very little speed. So he should get across to the rail from barrier 5, as I said, unless Regent Glory kicks up from that inside gate. But I think our guy's got enough speed to get across to the rail in front. All he'll need is some easy sectionals out in front, and he should be in the finish once again, as he will show a kick on the turn. He's about $4.20 at the moment on the Hong Kong tote. So, as I said, if he can get that cushy lead again, I think he's going to be very hard to beat.
Yes, right. I agree. Number 5, Hero Star in race 4. He is just a bit unlucky last time out, and he always finished close over this course and distance. Sylvester de Souza takes the ride this time, and there are not many fast horses here, so he may be the only leader. So it was a very favorable map for him. Steve, how about you? Can you remind us who is your best bet?
Yes, I went for Storm Legend in race number 7. I just think this is hopefully his time to win. It's a competitive race, of course, but he's certainly been knocking on the door. I don't think anyone would begrudge him a win. He's been largely consistent, and I think this 1650 is his optimum trip. I mean, he's finished 2nd over this distance, 2 3/4 second to Soulmate, then later on to My Ecstatic, and then just the last run was a length behind Nimble Nimbus, a decent yardstick. So yes, nice draw. Harry Bentley on board. Casper Found's not doing too badly. Hopefully, it's Storm Legend's time in race number 7.
Yeah, so number 10, Storm Legend in race 7. We just mentioned it earlier in our show before. I think last time his performance is quite good and also another good draw for him today. Currently, the price in the Hong Kong market is 5.4. I think the value is quite attractive as well. And for me, my best bet will be in the opener, race 1, number 4, Rainbow Light, ridden by Ruan Meyer again. The main point that I choose this horse as my best bet is because of the good draw, because we see that he already have 2 stars this season. However, both of them were breaking from a wide draw. So it is quite difficult for him to stay in front. So he just decided to stay at the back. However, the horse really shows some good performance in the home stretch. So I believe now the rating is quite ideal for him, because at 52, I believe he is going to win again, because breaking from gate 1, he can just definitely stay, definitely getting the rail and also stay in the midfield. It will be a much more better position for him. And also, hopefully, Bruin Meyer knows the horse quite well. Hopefully, this horse can bounce back because of the good draw. So to recap our best bets today, Joshua goes for race 4, number 5, Hero Star. Steve goes for race 7, number 10, Storm Legend. And I will go for race 1, number 4, Rainbow Light. So let's talk about some outsider that we're looking forward to. Joshua, who will be your best bet, value bet today?
Yeah, I went race 5, number 2, Exceptional Nice. I will concede he was a better price yesterday when I did the form. He's having his first run this season following some pretty consistent runs throughout last season in Class 3. He has run top 3 on 6 of his 10 runs over this distance, and 9 of the 17 starts at Happy Valley, but he's yet to win over this track and distance with only 1 career win to his name, which is a little concern. But we've seen horses in previous weeks win off no wins and very little wins, as we're aware. This is his first ever go at Class 4, which is surprising since coming to Hong Kong. And the key here is the blinkers coming off. They went on in March, and he had 4 very poor runs after they went on. So that they've come off now. Purton has trialled him up in the lead up to this and has stuck with him for his seasonal debut, which is enough for me to have a little punt on him, I think. He's drawn ideally in Barrier 1, should get the gun run on the rail off a moderate pace. As I said, I think he can get the run of the race. It should be too strong for them late. As I said, he was value when I did the form. He's still a pretty good price at 550. He was a little bit wider than that yesterday, but I'll stick with him as my value bet. Race 5, number 2, Exceptional Nice.
Yes, sure. Exceptional Nice number 2 in race 5. I just think that he is having a huge chance here. First of all, going down to class 4 and good draw, and with a good jockey on board. He also have some good performance during the summer break. So I think he can have some great performance tonight. Steve, how about you? Who will be your value bet?
I went for Spicy Grail in race number 2, the Swifty handicap over 1,200 metres. Thought this was a tough meeting to actually find a good value bet, because I think most of the shorter price horses look like they might win. I'm sure I'll be a lot wiser this time tomorrow, looking back. How did that 25 to 1 shot win? But I thought it was an interesting race. Spicy Grail's a nice horse. He surprised me. He's 3 from 26. He's a diminutive little thing, a small horse, but really game. And he was a very good 4th last time, 3.5 lengths 4th to Gallant Waking. Purton has deserted him this time for Lucky Archangel. Not surprised really. He's 1-on-1 from that horse. He's got a good draw this time, leading chance. But not probably going to win now. But and there's also Chicken Dance, which is another interesting horse trained by Jamie Richards. But yes, Spicy Grail. I mean, he's certain to start slowly as night follows day. He always does. But if Pierre Une can actually iron out that annoying trait, there's a real engine in there. He's a very consistent horse, 3 from 26. It's hard to believe that in February this year he was a 6-4 favourite to beat Lucky Swain S, and he actually finished second that day. But he's a nice horse. His 3 wins have arrived over this course and distance, and he's drawn well. And if he doesn't get too detached, I don't think there'll be a horse finishing better than Old Spicy Grail.
Yes, Spicy Grill number 4 in race 2. When I see him at the parade ring, he is really quite small in size. However, he is really honest. So I quite like this type of horse. And this time he gets the good draw gate 1 with Matthew Cherrick on board. I think he can take advantage of gate 1 staying, getting the rail for whole of the trip. And we will just see him to show a great turn of foot in the home straight. So for my value bet, race 7, number 12, Beauty Champ. I just mentioned it before earlier in the show. This time will be his first time racing over 1650 at Happy Valley. But usually in Hong Kong, when we see the horses can handle 1400 at Charene, they are quite likely to perform well over 1650 at Happy Valley as well. So this time he also gets a good draw, gate 5, much more better than last time. The gate 14, it was just a disaster for him. So this time I believe that Beauty Champ can just get a great position under Lau Hewison. So he will be my value bet. So to recap our value bets today, Joshua goes for race 5, number 2, Exceptional Nice. Steve goes for race 2, number 4, Spicy Grill. And I will go for race 7, number 12, Beauty Champ. So that's all for our preview of Happy Valley today. Hopefully we can bring you some winner. Thank you for watching, and then we will see you next time for the Sha team preview. See you next time. Goodbye.